This is the story of a 40-year-old legendary hitman who alone has the power to wipe out an entire gang. But something very strange happens to him, and he turns into a teenage boy. Then, for one of his missions, he has to attend a middle school. And in the end, the most shocking thing happens. If he wants to become normal again, he has to marry a teenage girl. A girl who is the same age as his daughter and who receives thousands of proposals every day. But she rejects all of them. So now, to return to his normal self, our hero has to face many troubles and fight many dangerous people. The story begins, and we see a man slowly walking toward an old building. He destroys the security cameras installed there. After entering the building, he finds many thugs inside. Suddenly, another man points a gun at him and says, "Who are you, old man?" But in the very next moment, he shoots that man with his own gun. Then he also destroys all the lights in the building, making the place completely dark. After that, he starts killing all the thugs one by one. Seeing this, one man grabs a briefcase and tries to escape, but our hero appears and knocks him down. In the next moment, the man secretly fires multiple shots at our hero. But friends, our hero is not even there. He appears behind him and lands a powerful punch that sends him crashing into a gate. After that, we see our main character Juzo defeat all the thugs present there. Then his apprentice Kotatsu tries to open the briefcase that the man was carrying. Friends, our main character Juzo is a professional hitman. When the briefcase is opened, it contains a broken wasp nest. Other than that, there is nothing inside. In the next scene, we see Juzo and Kotatsu eating together. Kotatsu is enjoying his meal, but Juzo has no expression on his face. It looks as if he is not living his life, but merely passing time. After that, we see Juzo returning to his apartment building. In the elevator, a child bumps into him, and as soon as the child sees Juzo, he becomes terrified and runs away. This shows us that Juzo has absolutely no idea how to interact with children. Inside Juzo's apartment, we see a photograph of Juzo, his wife, and his daughter, but they no longer live with him. Juzo lives alone in a huge house. He works as a hitman not because he enjoys it, but because he is extremely skilled at it. In truth, Juzo is simply dragging his life along. Suddenly, a wasp emerges from Juzo's coat and stings him on the neck. Juzo kills the wasp, but he has never seen a wasp like this before. In the next moment, he feels intense pain in his chest and collapses unconscious. In the next scene, when Juzo regains consciousness, he finds himself in a laboratory belonging to a woman named Eri. She works for the same company as Juzo and is also his ex-wife. Eri hands him a mirror and says that the company's scientists are researching what happened to him and how it can be reversed. She explains that his condition was caused by the wasp's venom. When Juzo looks at himself, he discovers that he has become a teenage boy. Shocked, he stares at his reflection. Eri says they are still trying to understand how it happened and have found no answers yet. Until then, she thinks he should take a break. Just then, their boss calls. He says, "From your voice, it sounds like the rumors are true. You've become a child again. Since you are now a kid, I have the perfect job for you. You're going to attend middle school." Hearing this, Juzo reacts with, "What?" Their boss continues, "I'm sending my daughter to a private middle school, and I want you to stay in her class and keep an eye on her." Juzo replies, "Sir, I can't do that. Studying is not my thing." But as soon as his boss promises to pay him well, Juzo agrees. After that, we see Juzo wearing his school uniform. His glasses contain a hidden camera through which Kotatsu can always assist him. Then, we are shown the classroom where Juzo arrives. He gives a completely terrible introduction that all the students find ridiculous. Following Kotatsu's instructions, Juzo introduces himself again. "I don't really have any special hobbies, but I'm very good with guns." Hearing this, the students react strangely and assume he must be someone who only plays games all day. Juzo's first day does not go very well. During break time, some girls bump into him. Instead of apologizing, they make fun of him and call him the weird guy who only plays games. Later, when he returns home, Kotatsu has prepared a delicious rice omelet for him. Kotatsu explains that his first introduction was terrible and warns him not to make any mistakes or he might get expelled. The next day during class, Juzo thinks about how difficult studying is. When he was actually a teenager, he dropped out of school and became a hitman. But now fate has played a cruel joke on him. He has been married, divorced, has a daughter, and is now sitting in a classroom full of children the same age as his daughter. However, he gradually starts enjoying studying, especially mathematics. Calculating numbers fascinates him. He studies seriously and becomes so emotional by the end of the day that tears come to his eyes. Studying is so much fun. All these subjects are amazing. It feels like I've entered a completely different world. I spent all my life working as a hitman, so I never had the chance to understand education. Even after returning home, Juzo continues studying. Seeing this, Kotatsu wonders what has suddenly happened to his boss. The next day, we see a masked man watching the school from outside. After another enjoyable day of studying, Juzo is thinking about how wonderful school life is. However, while walking home, he also thinks about wanting his original body back. Suddenly he hears a noise. A man wearing a panda mask and only underwear knocks out a security guard. Then he runs toward two girls because they had recorded a video of him earlier and laughed at him. Now both girls are terrified. The strange man begins playing around with his underwear in front of them. Watching this, Kotatsu comments that these are the same girls who mocked Juzo and says they deserve it. But Juzo replies, "They are about the same age as my daughter. It wouldn't be right to leave them in trouble like this. After all, helping children is the duty of adults." After that, Juzo throws a box toward the panda guy and secretly fires multiple shots, creating a huge cloud of dust. Taking advantage of the opportunity, Juzo quickly rushes toward the man and lands a powerful punch on him. However, the man doesn't get knocked out because Juzo's strength has decreased due to his smaller body. The very next moment, the man pulls out a bomb from his underwear and starts dancing while lighting it. So first, Juzo knocks the bomb out of his hand and then attacks his private parts. As a result, the man collapses on the spot, and when the bomb explodes, it causes a massive blast. Seeing Juzo there, the girls assume that he was the one who saved them. But Juzo says, "Oh no, I was just passing by. I saw a man suddenly run away from here. Maybe he was the one who beat up that underwear guy." After saying that, Juzo leaves, and the girls are left stunned. In fact, none of the children can understand what suddenly happened there. Meanwhile, Miss Eri, Juzo's ex-wife, is watching the news about the incident with her daughter. The next day in class, we see that almost all the students are making plans to go out somewhere. However, nobody invites Juzo. But then the two girls whom Juzo saved come up to him themselves, invite him to hang out with them, and also thank him for yesterday. Because of that, Juzo gets added to his class group. In the next scene, we see Juzo's phone getting flooded with message after message from the group chat. The poor guy is completely shocked. Why are there so many messages? What is this? In the end, Juzo says that a 40-year-old man like him can't keep up with today's advanced kids. After that, while looking out from the balcony, Juzo says that ever since his body turned into that of a child, he has stopped smoking and drinking alcohol because his current body can't handle them. But now he is actually starting to feel much better. It's as if he is slowly learning how to truly live his life. Later that night, Miss Eri calls Juzo and tells him that the wasp which stung him wasn't natural. It had been artificially created. The company responsible for creating it is Japan's second largest pharmaceutical company, and the daughter of that company's president is in Juzo's class. If he can become friends with her, he may be able to gather a lot of confidential information. By the way, the girl's name is Norin Misuoka. In the next scene, we see Juzo studying even while walking to school. His interest is now completely focused on academics. He doesn't even pay attention to the beautiful girls around him. While putting away his shoes, the same two girls come up to him and greet him with a cheerful "Hi, hello, good morning." Juzo greets them back with a "good morning." Honestly, it might have been better if he hadn't. After that, he heads to the classroom together with them. However, when he enters the classroom, he turns his eyes and looks at Norin for the first time. And why is that? We already know the reason. Later, during sports class, we see that Norin finishes first in a race, proving that she is extremely athletic. Even the girls praise Norin's beauty. And as for the boys, every single boy wants her to be his girlfriend. But why does it look like there's lust on their faces instead of love? After that, during class, we find out that Norin not only excels in sports, but also ranks at the top in academics. I mean, guys, this girl is on a completely different level. Miss Eri had told Juzo that he should become friends with Norin because she could provide a lot of useful information. After all, Norin Misuoka is the only daughter of the president of Misuoka Pharmaceuticals. During lunch, Juzo is wondering how he should start a conversation with Norin, because there isn't just an age gap between them, there's a whole generation gap. He's 20 to 25 years older than her. But friends, you've probably heard the saying, no matter how old a monkey gets, it never forgets how to do flips. So Juzo goes over and tries to talk to Norin saying, "Hi, how are you?" But she immediately replies, "Get lost, what a loser." That hits Juzo right in the heart. Afterward, we see him standing outside the classroom feeling embarrassed that even as an old man, He couldn't manage to have a conversation with a young girl. He feels like he should drown himself in a spoonful of water out of shame. The poor guy just freezes there. In the next scene, the two girls tell Juzo that Norin is the best at everything and always stays away from boys. She has never even talked to a boy before. And why would she? She's the best at everything. Her parents are rich, and she's as beautiful as a model. Many boys have confessed to her, but every single time she chased them away like stray dogs. In fact, she doesn't really have any friends at all. Forget boys, she doesn't even talk to girls. And the other girls don't approach her either because they think she has too much attitude. Thinking about all this while walking home, Juzo decides that he should probably give up on the idea of becoming friends with Norin. It's simply beyond him. But then his eyes land on a ramen shop. As he walks into the shop while whistling, he discovers that the waitress there is none other than Miss Norin herself. Both of them are shocked when they see each other. Then they immediately pretend not to know one another and completely ignore each other. Juzo can't understand what's going on. The daughter of the president of Misuoka Pharmaceuticals is working in a ramen shop? No, that's impossible. Could she have a look-alike? After that, when Juzo eats the ramen, he finds the taste absolutely incredible. It feels as if he has arrived in heaven itself. But then Norin comes over and says, "After the shop closes, can we talk for a bit?" In the next scene, Norin asks Juzo, "What are you doing here?" He explains that he lives nearby. After that, Norin says, "Please keep this a secret." As they walk together afterward, Juzo asks, "Why are you walking home like this? I mean, you're pretty rich. Doesn't a car come to pick you up?" We then learn that the shop where Norin works belongs to her uncle, and she doesn't get paid for working there. She's simply helping out a relative. Norin says, "I know I'm rich, and because my mother is Canadian, I have somewhat foreign-looking features. My parents have also introduced me to many boys who could become good future husbands for me. Those people don't even know me, yet they treat me extremely well. And honestly, I hate all of that. On top of that, the boys in her class constantly bother her. You know, they keep confessing to her over and over again. The truth is that Norin absolutely hates the old-fashioned mindset that girls should get married and become housewives. Instead, she wants to open her own ramen shop someday. In short, she wants to become a strong, independent woman. Girl power. Norin really admires her uncle's way of thinking. He doesn't spend time around rich people just for personal gain. He simply does what he truly wants to do. Whenever Norin feels upset, she visits her uncle and eats ramen there, and somehow the ramen always makes her feel better. Then she says, "I don't know why, but you remind me of my uncle. That's why I ended up talking to you for so long." And honestly, it's not surprising. After all, our hero is actually a 40-year-old man. But here, Juzo tells Norin, "I know you're still pretty young, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't live life the way you want. I think you should live according to your own wishes, not according to what others want." And by the way, that ramen was really delicious. As soon as Juzo says this, Norin gets very excited and starts praising the ramen as well. After that comes a turning point where both of them have to go their separate ways. Norin says, "Don't act in class tomorrow as if we're close friends. We only talked for a little while. That's all." However, just as they start heading in different directions, a car suddenly pulls up behind Norin and someone attempts to kidnap her. Juzo notices everything, but he can't do anything immediately. The car speeds away with Norin before he can react. Fortunately, Kotatsu manages to identify the car's number through a photo, but the license plate appears to be fake. After that, we see Juzo sprinting toward a tower. Leaping from place to place, he quickly reaches the top. From there, he spots the car. Despite the incredible distance, Juzo fires in the car's direction and attaches a transmitter directly onto it. Then he jumps onto a truck and begins chasing the vehicle because he wants to save Norin. After all, Norin is the future owner of that ramen shop, the same ramen shop whose ramen deeply touched Juzo's heart. Following the signal, Juzo eventually reaches the location where the kidnappers have taken Norin. The men tell her, "Sweetheart, keep your mouth shut. If you make too much noise, we can do a lot more than just silence you. You're quite beautiful after all. Honestly, I'd really like to." But before he can finish, someone suddenly kicks him. A man steps in front of Norin and says, "Sorry he was rude to you. I'll deal with him later. I won't do anything to you. I just want to know about that new drug your father's company is developing. We've received information that the secret details about that drug are with you." However, Norin says she doesn't know anything about it. She doesn't even know which drug they're talking about. Hearing this, the man says, "By the way, that old ramen shop where you work, your uncle's place. I went there yesterday, and what I ate wasn't food, it was garbage. Honestly, I don't think that place should even exist. But look, I'm a very kind person. If you tell me about that secret drug, I won't do anything to you. The very next moment, a bullet strikes the man in the head, because Juzo has arrived in style. Maybe you've been eating garbage your whole life, Juzo says. That's why you can't understand how delicious that ramen really is. After that, Juzo covers Norin's eyes so she won't have to see anything. The remaining thugs shout, "Who are you, kid?" Juzo replies, "I'm not a kid. I'm older than all of you. But what can I do? Fate is fate." In the next instant, he fires at all three of them. Of course, Juzo is using rubber bullets, so nobody dies. They simply get knocked unconscious. However, more men begin arriving, so Juzo places Norin on top of a crate and moves forward. The next thug who approaches gets kicked from behind and sent flying. Juzo then dodges several bullets and shoots the attackers as well. When he reaches the stairs, he throws the crate onto two men, knocking them down before shooting them with rubber bullets. Carrying Norin along, Juzo continues moving forward while taking down enemies one after another. Before long, they manage to reach the outside of the building. But then that man showed up again in a car, because after all, the rubber bullets hadn't killed him. The car's windows were bulletproof, so Juzo pushed Norin off the crate and hurled the crate at the car. The impact threw the car off balance, sending it flying through the air before it crashed behind Juzo. After that, Juzo knocked Norin unconscious. Everything was fine now, but Juzo had accidentally dropped one of his study books at the scene. In the next scene, Norin wakes up in her room. At first, she thinks everything was just a dream, but the marks on her hands make her realize that it was real, and that someone had actually saved her. The next day at school, Norin walks straight up to Juzo and asks, "Were you the one who saved me last night?" Juzo replies, "I have no idea what you're talking about. But don't worry, I'll keep your secret about working at the ramen shop. In return, I'll come eat ramen there every now and then." In the next scene, we see Juzo in his math class. There are some equations that he simply cannot understand. Everything is going right over his head. That night, while having dinner, he talks to Kotatsu about the problem, saying that he's struggling with math and can't solve certain questions. But Kotatsu can't even do basic addition and subtraction, so he's no help at all. As a result, Juzo asks his ex-wife, Miss Eri, for help. However, she says she's already extremely busy with work and won't be able to help him. She suggests that he ask one of his teachers instead, but Juzo says that all of his teachers are younger than him, so he feels embarrassed asking them for help. The next day, while attending class, Juzo is feeling very troubled. If things continue like this, he'll fall behind the other students. While thinking about this in the library, he meets a boy named Ryo Shiraishi. After learning about Juzo's problem, Ryo says, "If you want, I can help you." From then on, Ryo starts helping Juzo study. Juzo also gives it his all. In the next test, Juzo scores a perfect 100 marks, making him incredibly happy. With tears of joy in his eyes, he thanks Ryo. To repay him, Juzo takes Ryo to a restaurant. However, while they're there, a man bumps into Ryo. Even though it was clearly the man's fault, Ryo apologizes, yet the man continues muttering insults about them under his breath. After they sit down, Juzo says, "You're really smart. Do you have any plans for the future?" Ryo replies, "Don't tell anyone, but I want to become a doctor." We then learn that Ryo's mother was always very sick and eventually passed away because of her illness. After that, Ryo and his sister were mostly raised by their grandmother. However, her health hasn't been very good lately either. Because of all this, Ryo wants to become a doctor so he can help sick people. Ryo's words deeply move Juzo. He thinks to himself, "This kid is much younger than me, yet he handles responsibility far better than I do." But then that same man approaches them again. He had overheard their entire conversation. "So you want to become a doctor?" he says mockingly. "From the looks of it, you're just wasting your parents' money. You should give up on that dream because you'll never become a doctor." But then Ryo stood up and said, "Thank you for your advice, but I don't think your advice is very wise, because anyone who thinks others are fools can never be truly wise themselves." At this point, the other people around them also started telling the man to mind his own business. "Hey uncle, why are you picking on kids?" The man felt extremely embarrassed and immediately left the place. After that, while walking home, Juzo said, "Man, you've got a lot of courage." But then they saw the same uncle riding toward them on his bicycle, looking furious. His plan was to crash into them and knock them into the water. However, Juzo noticed him coming in advance. He threw a study tool that is used for schoolwork at the bicycle. The bicycle lost balance, and the uncle flew through the air in slow motion before splashing into the water. The two of them then continued on their way. After that, we are shown a scene revealing that because of his work, Juzo never had the chance to spend time with his daughter. He was never able to properly fulfill his duties as a father. Perhaps it was after dreaming about this that Juzo suddenly woke up. His room was a complete mess. As a result, Kotatsu had to clean the entire house. We learn that Juzo doesn't know how to clean at all. He had never cleaned anything in his life. Juzo says, "Come on, housework isn't something men do. That's women's work." Kotatsu replies, "Boss, you seriously need to update those outdated ideas." The next day, when Juzo arrived at school, there was a huge crowd everywhere. Students from various clubs were trying to recruit new members into their groups. While Juzo was walking through the crowd, a baseball suddenly landed near him. Some students were playing baseball and accidentally hit it his way. Juzo threw the ball back toward them, and when one of the students caught it, his glove practically burst from the force. Later, while talking with Ryo, Juzo learned that Ryo was considering joining the canoe club. However, Juzo had no intention of joining any sports club because his abilities were far above normal and he could easily become the center of attention. Then Juzo noticed a club banner that talked about cleaning, housekeeping, and various household chores. Seeing it, Juzo immediately said, "Hey, that's all women's work." The moment he said that, a girl walked up to him and said, "Sir, I don't think that's a very good opinion." It was then revealed that she was Ryo's older sister. Her name was Chisato. Chisato said to Juzo, "I agree that boys and girls are different in many ways, but it's wrong to say that housework should only be done by girls. After all, cooking, cleaning, and taking care of a home are survival skills. Everyone should know how to do them. And judging from what you've said, it sounds like you don't know how to do any housework at all. That's why you're coming to our club today. I'll teach you how to do household chores. And if you don't come, then remember this, you'll never be able to talk to my brother again." Since our hero was basically being blackmailed, he had no choice but to go to the club. Once there, Chisato said, "If you don't enjoy doing these tasks, then I won't make you do any more work, and I'll even take care of all the chores in your house for the next 6 months. But if you do enjoy it, then you'll join our club." After that, Juzo cooks food for the very first time in his life. Surprisingly, he likes the food he makes quite a lot. Afterward, Juzo tells Chisato, "Look, it wasn't boring or anything, it was just okay, so let's call it a draw, neither of us wins." But Chisato isn't ready to end the game yet. Later, while heading home, Juzo tells Kotatsu cooking was fun, but not fun enough for me to join the club. While Juzo is doing his homework, he receives a call from Miss Eri. We learn that Juzo had sent the leftover food he cooked to Miss Eri. She and their daughter ate it, and they both liked it. When Juzo hears his daughter praising his cooking, he suddenly remembers something Chisato said. Cooking food for yourself and eating it is one thing, but when you cook for someone else, and they praise your food, it brings a completely different kind of happiness. After remembering those words, Juzo says, "Looks like I lost this time." The next day he goes to school and officially joins the cooking club. However, as soon as he leaves class, he sees a guy confessing to Norin. As expected, Norin rejects him right to his face. Soon after, Juzo learns that Norin has also joined the cooking club because she wants to learn how to make more kinds of food. But Norin doesn't say much to Juzo and simply goes to join the club. Meanwhile, Kotatsu receives a message from Miss Eri and tells Juzo something absolutely shocking. "Boss, if you want to return to your original form, you'll have to marry Norin Misuoka." Juzo immediately replies, "Have you completely lost your mind? What kind of nonsense are you talking about?" Kotatsu explains that just a few minutes ago, Misuoka Pharmaceuticals announced that whoever marries Norin will become the next owner of the company. And boss, remember what that kidnapper said? He told Norin that they didn't know exactly what the secret item was, but that she had information about it. That means if you want to get your original body back, you first need to uncover the secret behind that wasp drug. And to do that, you have to marry Norin, because marrying her would automatically make you the owner of the company. Juzo responds, "Are you crazy? I'm a 40-year-old divorced man, and you're telling me to marry a middle school girl? Stop talking nonsense." After that, Juzo goes to the ramen shop and happily eats some ramen while thinking, "That idiot must have completely lost it. There's no way I'm marrying a middle school girl." While receiving his change, the two of them have a brief conversation. Juzo says, "I've noticed that the number of people proposing to you keeps increasing." After that, while walking home together, Norin shows a lot of anger regarding her father's announcement. but Juzo is focused only on his studies. Norin says, "I'm trying to tell you how I feel, and you're not even listening. But maybe now that I've joined that club, my dream of making a good friend will finally come true. But I'm definitely not making you that friend. Got it?" The next day, because Norin has joined the cooking club, a huge number of boys submit applications to join the club as well. Because of these desperate boys, Norin starts getting really annoyed, but then her eyes land on Juzo. She immediately walks over to him, grabs him and says, "I want to make one thing perfectly clear to all of you. The boy standing right here is my boyfriend." The moment she says that, everyone is completely shocked. After that announcement, all the boys start chasing after them, but somehow, the two manage to escape and hide. Afterward, Norin says, "Sorry, at that moment I couldn't think of any other way to get out of that situation, but please, could you pretend to be my boyfriend, please? Because if I already have a boyfriend, the other boys won't keep approaching me." Juzo reluctantly agrees, but in the very next scene, a bunch of boys surround him and threaten him. "Stay away from our girl, you jerk. She belongs to us." The next moment, however, Juzo easily escapes from all of them, jumps straight down from the 3rd floor, and calmly walks away like nothing happened. But after this, people were talking about the same thing in class too, and then these two girls also come to Juzo. They ask him if he is really dating Norin, and here they also praise Juzo a lot for how easily he escaped from those boys. But things are about to get even worse for you, because this school has many spoiled rich kids, and those kids are in a group. That group is at the top and its name is Unicorn, and every child in that group is full of talent, looks, personality, money, athletics, top in studies, meaning top in everything from A to Z. And according to some rumors, all of them want to make Norin theirs. And because of this, they can now create problems for Juzo. Now at home, Kotatsu says, "Boss, if you are not going to marry Norin, then I think you should not even pretend to be her boyfriend. Otherwise you will get into unnecessary problems." By the way, there is another bad piece of news. The de-aging drug of Misuka Pharmaceuticals is also wanted by underworld people. And because threatening her is of no use, those people may also come to that school to get Norin Mitsuoka, meaning now Norin has become the target of all the people coming from the top tier. Hearing this, Juzo starts scratching his head, and the next day Norin says to Juzo, "Maybe you should stop pretending to be my boyfriend, because I have also seen that this act is causing you a lot of trouble, and maybe I should leave that club too, because of me those people are not able to do their work." But then a boy arrives there, and he is the same one who threatened Juzo yesterday. And as soon as he finds out that Juzo is no longer Norin's boyfriend, he starts bothering Norin, saying that now Norin should date him. "I am very strong. I will protect you." But despite Norin refusing, he keeps bothering her, and because of this, Juzo steps in and says, "It would be better if you let go of my girl's hand and leave from here." Juzo wants to help Norin because he knows how much trouble all these things cause her. That guy says, "Do you know I go to the gym? Look at these muscles. I can blow away a tiny guy like you with one puff." But in the very next moment, we see Juzo stop his attack with just one hand. Now listen to me. Going to the gym and building muscles means nothing until you have courage in your chest. After he leaves, Juzo says, "I will keep pretending to be your boyfriend for some time. Otherwise, whenever I come to that ramen shop, you will start telling me all your problems and ruin my perfectly good mood." But after this, we see someone watching both of them from far away, and this guy was standing on top of a machine at a very great height, meaning understand it, this is also a dangerous guy. And after this, we are shown a scene where this guy easily smashes into a wall a man who was firing bullets at him, and his power is also very high. And this guy also works as a hitman for some organization, and his next mission is to become Norin Misuka's fiancé. The next day at school, we see the two of them arriving together. Norin asks, "You are very strong, aren't you? Yesterday you drove that boy away so easily." But he says, "No, nothing like that. I have never fought with anyone in my life." After this, Norin takes out a fountain pen from her bag. We find out that Norin's father sent her this pen, saying that whoever her boyfriend is should be given this pen, and that is why she gives this pen to her fake boyfriend Juzo. On the other hand, we see that same guy at school and all the girls had fallen for him, and this guy joins their class as a transfer student, and his name is Shin. And as soon as he arrives, from his presence Juzo understands that he is not an ordinary kid, and that he has also come here for Norin. But when it is time for him to introduce himself, he completely freezes. The poor guy cannot say anything at all. His entire aura became negative on the very first day. After that, he comes and sits in the seat next to Mitsuoka, and even his hello with Norin does not go well. He thinks to himself, this girl is so cute. How am I supposed to talk to her? I can't say anything at all. So he gives Norin a letter, and in it he asks her to meet him after school. During lunch, many girls come to Shin, but the poor guy cannot speak here either. Now Norin brings Juzo with her to meet Shin, and then Shin also arrives there, with that children's thing in his mouth. I don't know what it is called, but I will call it a rattle. And after putting it in his mouth, Shin's nervous system calms down. Honestly, even Juzo's mind was blown seeing this. After this, Shin holds Norin's hand and says, "It was love at first sight. I love you, and I want you to give me a chance so that you can find out whether I am worthy of becoming your boyfriend or not." But in the very next moment, Norin punches him away. "I cannot see love in your eyes. Instead, it feels like you are forcing yourself to confess your love to me. I have seen so many confessions by now that I can tell at one glance which confession is real and which one is fake." But after hearing this, Shin actually falls in love with Norin and starts imagining a future with her, thinking about how he would sleep with his head on her lap and she would stroke his head. And after this, Shin confesses his love sincerely, and suddenly in the next moment he attacks Juzo. But Juzo dodges his attack, and Shin realizes that Juzo is just like him. After this, he challenges Juzo to a duel, and whoever wins it will become Norin's fiancé, and that person will also keep the fountain pen, because this pen is the symbol of being Norin's fiancé. And after this, we learn that some announcements have been made, saying that whoever possesses that fountain pen, no matter who they are, will become Norin's fiancé. Meaning, understand it, many people are now going to come and challenge Juzo. Poor Norin had already gone crazy. Anyway, Juzo was just ready to face Shin. After this, almost the entire school had gathered to watch the match between Shin and Juzo. After that, Shin explains the rules. Our match will last 1 hour, and within that 1 hour, I have to put this rattle into your mouth. If I succeed, I win. But if I fail, then you win. Even Juzo was shocked hearing the rules. The rest of the people were laughing. And after this, Shin says to Norin, "If I win this match, then you have to place my head on your lap and stroke me." Okay, but Norin refuses directly. And after this, the match begins. First of all, Juzo avoids Shin's continuous attacks. He runs into the school, but Shin also keeps chasing him and continuously attacking him. After that, both of them come near a shelf, and from there Shin tries to put that rattle into Juzo's mouth. But at the right moment, Juzo dodges it. In the same way, Juzo continuously saves himself from Shin's attacks using statues and pieces of wood. Shin says, "I have fallen in love with Norin. Do you love her more than I do?" Juzo says in his mind, "Love? I don't even love her. So maybe I should just accept defeat here. That would be the right thing for me." But then he remembers his daughter. After that, we see that only 1 minute is left before the match ends. And while escaping from Shin, Juzo comes outside the building. And all the rattles that he had thrown toward Juzo until now were actually a trap for Juzo. And here he traps Juzo in it. He even ties up his hands. Everyone thinks that Juzo is going to lose here, but everyone is shocked to see that Juzo stopped Shin's attack. When Juzo jumped, he had made a wall-like structure using a transparent thread, and in this way, Juzo wins the match. Now after Shin loses, Juzo says, "I don't know whether the feelings I have for Norin are stronger than your feelings or not, but now I'm sure that I do have feelings for her. But yes, they are not like your feelings." Friends, Juzo couldn't do anything for his daughter, but now he wants to do something for Norin so that she doesn't remain sad in her life. Now after losing this match, Shin joins the cooking club the next day. And yes, he still hasn't given up on Norin. After that, in the next scene we see a boy. He's a baseball player, but there were a lot of people here to watch him, meaning he is quite famous too. And after that, when this boy throws the ball, so much pressure falls on the catcher that he almost falls down. And seeing his ability and strength, people can't even believe that he's a middle schooler. His ability is on a completely different level. And why wouldn't it be? He is one of the unicorns, that elite unicorn group. Yes, he is one of its members. On the other hand, the class teacher tells them that their midterm exams start next week. After that, we see all of them going together. And here Juzo was excited on a whole different level to take the exam. But the very next moment he says, "This is the first time I'm going to take an exam. What should I do? What am I supposed to do?" Ryo says, "Don't take too much tension. Just review whatever you've studied." Juzo says, "Thanks, master." Yes, he calls Ryo his master, because even at such a young age, Ryo understands his responsibilities very well. Now the next day when Norin comes to school, she looks very bright. and she was so happy because everyone was busy due to the exams. That's why nobody was bothering her by proposing to her. Everything was going well. But then they meet Juzo, and seeing him it looks like the poor guy didn't sleep all night. During lunch we find out that Juzo spent the entire night reviewing all his questions and didn't even realize when morning arrived. Shin was also present there. Extending a brotherly hand toward Juzo, he says, "Here bro, put this in your mouth, you'll feel relaxed." But Juzo refuses. But as soon as he gets home, Juzo sits down to study. Kotatsu says that he has some work today, so you should go eat at mom's house. On the other hand, Nan's uncle tells her that she should go home now. She also has to study for her test. As soon as she comes out of the shop, she sees Juzo. So now the young lady starts secretly following Juzo. After walking a little farther, Juzo reaches a place. Friends, this is a bar, and this is where Juzo comes to meet that aunt. And seeing Juzo going inside, Norin was very surprised and worried too. After that we see Juzo with that aunt. I don't know whether this person is a man or a woman, but this is that aunt. And Juzo has come here for dinner. The aunt says, "I told everyone that you are my nephew. Otherwise they might misunderstand and think that you're my secret child. But when I first found out that you had become a child again, I was very surprised." Then after a little while, Miss Eri also arrives there. Well, she comes here often too. But Juzo thinks this is Kotatsu's doing, that he was the one who called Eri here. After that they talk among themselves. "It looks like you've been studying all night. But before becoming a child again, you only cared about your work. But now you've changed a lot compared to before, and I think you should enjoy your time properly, because some mistakes are forgiven when you're a child." After dinner, the aunt says, "Why are you standing there like a statue? You're a gentleman, right? Come on, go escort Eri to the station." Meanwhile, from another building, Norin was secretly watching all of this. He went inside alone, but came out with a hot old lady. Now the scene shifts and we see that their exams are over, and because of excitement, Juzo made a few mistakes in his exams. But even then, he got very good marks. However, it seems that Shin's results were not particularly good. But Norin just kept looking at Juzo. He is so different. The way he talks, his personality, it's exactly like some uncle. Is he really a middle schooler? After that we are shown their cooking club. And in their cooking club, all kinds of household tasks are taught. Right now they are being taught sewing. Juzo says that attaching a button to clothes is just like fitting parts onto a bike. After that Juzo tries to sew, but he can't do it. Then Nan comes over and laughs at Juzo saying, "Hey, I couldn't do it either." But in this way they keep trying, and eventually they sew the button on very well. After that, while going together, Norin's eyes fall on this guy. His name is Kito, and he is their senior. He was watering plants here, and he had planted sunflowers. Norin was in a very good mood here. Juzo asks what the matter is. She explains that all the seniors she does club activities with are very nice, and she feels inspired seeing that they all do the things they like doing. And she's also very happy that she joined the cooking club. Now the next day, today's task is that they will make rice balls for the baseball team. But then the young lady tells them that one member of the unicorn group is also on that baseball team, which might be a little problematic for them. Therefore, Chisato says that if the two of you are not comfortable, then the rest of us will go to deliver the food. But in the next scene we see that everyone comes to deliver the food. After that, that same unicorn member appears. His name is Tenma Tendo, tall, broad, and good-looking. And after eating his share of the rice ball, he comes to talk to these two. And you can see how huge he is in size. Tenma says, "You two are the talk of the entire school, brother. You're getting a lot of attention. By the way, hey, I would like to have a match with you, and if I win, then I will become Norin's boyfriend." But Norin says, "We don't even know each other at all. Nothing like what you're saying is going to happen." But Tenma says, "It's not that I love you, that's why I want to have this match and become your boyfriend. Rather, I want to have this match so that I can remove you from my path. I really like sports, and what? Everyone likes sports. That's why I will make myself a champion in the top 3 sports fields, so that everyone looks at me. Like in baseball, he is a champion pitcher, and in soccer he is a top-class striker, and in basketball too, he ranks at the top. A unicorn who has physical abilities, God-gifted." And hearing his words, even Norin is stunned, and Tenma is quite arrogant. He doesn't even pay attention to people who are in small clubs. For him, they don't even exist. And in the very next moment, now Juzo says, "Fine, as you wish, we will have a match." Because Tenma didn't just insult Juzo, but also insulted all of his teammates. And that's why Juzo wants to give Tenma a fitting reply. Tenma says, "So what should we compete in?" Let's meet in the gym 1 week later. I will bring one more guy with me and you can bring as many as you want with you. Because for this match we both will need at least one person each. By the way, on Tenma's behalf, their coach Chisato apologizes. And friends, even Tenma's other teammates say that if he is a teammate, then he can become your greatest hero. But if he is an opponent, then the strongest villain. After this we see Chisato, who was very angry because Tenma insulted their club. Though according to me he spoke the truth. There is a world of difference between a national level player and a cook. But on the other side, Norin felt very embarrassed because Tenma doesn't even love her. Rather, he wants to become her boyfriend for some other reason. Otherwise, she felt that all these fights happened because of her. Now they start thinking about who will go with Juzo. Then Shin comes here. He insulted Norin. Poor girl must have felt so bad. She must have felt so embarrassed. Norin says, "Please don't remind me of all that." Then Kito Senpai also says, "If we can bring more than 2 people, then I will come along too." After all, he insulted our club, and because of his words, even Norin had to face so much embarrassment. Norin says, "Please don't remind me of all that." But after this, Norin says that no matter what happens, you have to win, because he insulted our club. The same club in which we enjoy so much. Now these 3 are going to face Tenma. On the other hand, at night we see Tenma who was playing soccer with one of his companions. And this is the guy who will become Tenma's partner. He says that you didn't need to challenge them to a match like this. Tenma says, "Yes, I could have ignored them, but why didn't I do that?" Because friends, Tenma had seen that fight between Shin and Juzo that day, and ever since then, as soon as he saw Juzo, he just wanted to crush him. Now during their practice, this guy accidentally kicks a little too hard. But even after that, Tenma stops the ball very easily. After all, he is a prodigy. Now next week arrives, and we see that this match will be 3 versus 2. And brother, these 2 are so much taller and broader than those 3. Juzo says, the match conditions are already known, that if you win then you will become Norin's boyfriend. But I would like to say something that if we win, then you will have to apologize to all the girls of our club. Tenma says, "Yes, alright, but I will apologize only when I lose, right? And I never lose." After that their match starts. As soon as the match begins, the ball is with Juzo, but then Tenma comes very quickly, takes the ball from Juzo, and kicks it to score his goal. But the ball hits a pipe here. However, the speed of that ball was so great that the goal frame itself falls down there. And then the ball comes to Juzo. Juzo delivers a very strong kick here. Tenma tries to stop that ball, but the pressure of that ball was so great that Tenma couldn't stop it. And in this way our hero's team scores the first goal. Even Tenma's partner is shocked to see this, because yesterday Tenma had stopped his kicked ball very easily, but today he couldn't stop this kid's ball. Juzo says, "I have years of experience, I cannot lose in this." After that, some girls praise Juzo's skills, but then they notice that Shin's mouth rattle has gone missing somewhere, because of which he has become very nervous. And seeing this nonsense, the girls become very disappointed. Friends, when Tenma had kicked the ball hard towards Shin, perhaps Shin's rattle fell somewhere at that moment. By the way, Shin has another rattle in his bag. He keeps it with him for emergency situations. Some girls go to get it, but now Shin is not in a condition to compete. On the other side, we see that those girls run to the classroom. And after this, we come to know why Shin always keeps a rattle in his mouth. Because in childhood, his mother had given Shin a rattle with a very sweet smile. Now after this, by the time those girls returned to the stadium with the second rattle, Shin's condition had become very bad. We come to know that Shin was continuously blocking one attack after another, taking all the attacks on himself. Just then, this young lady gives the rattle to Norin, and says quickly throw it toward him. Norin immediately throws that rattle toward him, and in the very next moment, Shin very easily stops Tenma's kicked ball, while spinning like a top. And now he has become badass again. After this, the game starts again, and now Juzo tries to take the ball past Tenma. But Tenma manages to snatch the ball away, and after that he moves forward. But after a short while, Juzo comes in front of him, and tries to take the ball away from him, because of which, the ball goes outside the line, and nobody scores a goal. After that, Juzo says, after a very long time, "It feels great to play sports, but I'm not particularly good at playing this game. Even so, I won't let him win." And then Tenma's partner notices that Tenma is getting angry. After this, we are shown a conversation between this guy and Tenma from one day earlier. "You're targeting that Juzo because you want a rival for yourself, right? Since childhood, nobody better than you has ever appeared. Defeating everyone else was child's play for you, but you saw something special in that Juzo, didn't you?" But Tenma says, It's nothing like that. I just enjoy defeating people. And you already know that every sport has its own legend, meaning the top master of that sport, and nobody can ever become better than them. And I want to become that same top master in all 3 of my sports. Someone whom people won't just fail to defeat, but will find it impossible even to reach his level. Now it is true that I am not looking for a rival for myself, but I have been at the top for a very long time. I have never met anyone of my level, and because of that I am frustrated. And now in the present, we see that Tenma becomes even more serious. After this, we come to know that Tenma very rarely plays using his full strength. He always keeps himself bound by certain restrictions, and even in that form, nobody can compete with him. That's why he never had any need to break those chains. But today he has broken his chains. After that, we see that Kido-senpai goes to steal the ball from Tenma, but Tenma's force is so great that he cannot stop him at all. After that, Tenma very easily dodges Shin as well, and then Tenma gets the ball past Juzo and scores a goal. And seeing this, Tenma's name echoes all around. After all, Tenma's ability is amazing. A little while later, after thinking things through, Juzo says, "Is it alright if I face these 2 alone? Please, I want to do that." Now Juzo doesn't have any plan here, but even so, everyone agrees to what he says. After this, Juzo comes alone to face those 2. Tenma says in his mind, "You've come alone, but you will never be able to defeat me." But after this, despite Tenma's great speed, he cannot get past Juzo while protecting the ball. And friends, now Juzo is enjoying playing the game. We come to know that as Juzo grew older, his interest in everything gradually decreased. He never enjoyed anything anymore. Everything felt very boring to him. But in the present, Juzo thanks Tenma and says, "Because of you, now I can once again enjoy sports." Even Tenma's partner is very surprised to see this sudden improvement in Juzo. After this, both of them use all their strength with their legs to take the ball away. But here Juzo's strength was overpowering Tenma. And here Juzo puts in his strength and scores a goal. Seeing this, the entire stadium becomes excited. At the same time, Juzo's teammates become extremely happy. And here Tenma receives quite a shock. And after this, when the ball is passed toward him, Tenma makes no movement. And in the next moment he says, "I surrender." Hearing this, everyone present in the stadium is stunned. Juzo says, "What are you saying?" Tenma says, "During that clash with you just now, I injured my leg a little, and if I continue playing right now, that injury could get worse, which may cause problems for me in the future, and I cannot risk my future for such a trivial bet." Now because Tenma has surrendered, the kids start making fun of him, but Tenma doesn't care about that at all, and he says, "By the way, can I put my weight on you? I'm having a lot of trouble walking." But Juzo says, "You're so tall, broad, and heavy, I'll die trying to carry you." But then Chisato overhears their conversation. So like a good girl, she goes to apply medicine to Tenma's injury. Tenma says, "Why are you helping me? I haven't even apologized to you yet." She says, "I was very angry because of your rude behavior. But right now you're injured, so the matter is different. And I think that if someone needs help, then we should help them. Besides, you think long term. After getting injured, you thought about your future, which is the sign of a wise person." After hearing Chisato's words, Tenma stands up and says, "I behaved rudely toward all of you. I apologize for that. And I am not apologizing because of that bet, but because I genuinely feel bad about it." And here all the girls forgive him as well. But after this, in the next scene, we see that when Juzo comes to the club, his condition looks like this. And we come to know that because he was able to compete equally against Tenma, all the club leaders want to recruit him into their clubs. Poor Juzo has gotten into a huge problem, because now he has attracted the attention of many people. But then Tenma comes into their class. "I'm not here to join your club. I just want to say something to Chisato. I really liked what you said. Will you be my girlfriend?" Hearing this, Chisato becomes embarrassed, and everyone else is stunned. Chisato doesn't understand what she should say to Tenma now. On the other hand, Ryo becomes extremely angry. "He's proposing to my sister right in front of me. Looks like he doesn't love his life." So after this, Juzo starts trying to calm Ryo down. After this, we see Juzo outside with Tenma, and Juzo says, "Ever since that match, people have been paying too much attention to me. Because of that, I can't focus on my studies. I'm having a lot of trouble." Just then, we see that Noren comes there, and now she starts secretly listening to their conversation. Tenma says, "You've been amazing from the very beginning. Then why are you hiding your abilities? Believe me, nothing will come from hiding them. If not today, then tomorrow, your abilities will be revealed to everyone anyway. How long will you keep telling people that it was just a coincidence?" Juzo says, I don't know how long I can keep hiding my abilities from everyone else, but I don't want to give up my school life, not at any cost, because I am enjoying it a lot, and I want to live it as much as possible. But friends, Norin hears all of Juzo's words, and she becomes very surprised. After this, we see that Tenma helps Juzo by spreading the rumor everywhere that he was already injured, and that's why Juzo was able to compete against him so easily. After that, everyone stopped approaching Juzo, allowing him to live his normal life again, and as soon as he recovers, Tenma will make his miraculous comeback. At the same time, Juzo is learning how to make rice balls properly. In the next scene, during the night, we see Juzo undergoing special training with Kotatsu. Kotatsu keeps launching one attack after another at Juzo, but Juzo dodges every single attack, and suddenly appears right in front of him, effortlessly putting him in checkmate. After getting into the car, Kotatsu says, even though you've become a middle schooler now, you're still a legendary hitman. But I still want to give you one piece of advice. You shouldn't reveal your full abilities in front of other people. Otherwise, you could end up in a very dangerous situation. Friends, Kotatsu is talking about the incident with Tenma from the previous episode, because if everyone finds out about your true identity, you won't be able to complete your mission. On top of that, it will also create a lot of problems for you. After hearing all this, Juzo says, I know you're right. In the next scene at school, Chisato asks the two of them for a favor. Can you two please come with me on a double date? Hearing this, all the club members are completely shocked. We learn that Tenma keeps confessing his love to Chisato everywhere he goes. Tired of all this, Chisato has decided to go on a date with Tenma, but she's extremely nervous about going alone. That's why she wants Norin and Juzo to come along with her. In the next scene, we see Norin, who has already arrived for the double date. She agreed to come for Chisato's sake. A little while later, Chisato arrives as well. And yes, Norin is wearing these clothes specifically so that people won't pay too much attention to her. Just then, Tenma arrives, wearing gym clothes. Both girls say, did you come here for a date or for gym training? Tenma, however, is extremely happy because he finally got the chance to go on a date with his beloved Chisato. Then Juzo makes his entrance. He shows up wearing clothes that look like something an old man would wear, leaving both girls completely dumbfounded. After this, we learn that when Kotatsu found out Juzo was going on a date, he was completely shocked. So, what are you planning to wear? Kotatsu had asked. Juzo replied, just normal clothes. The moment Kotatsu heard that, he immediately realized there was no hope for this guy. After that, during the group date, Chisato asks, so what are we going to do? Tenma replies, we'll walk around for a while, and after that we'll go watch a movie. The group then arrives at a park, where almost everyone's attention is focused on Tenma. After that, they measure their heights. Compared to Tenma, our hero looks absolutely tiny. Then they start thinking about what to eat. Juzo says, hey, there's a coffee house over there, let's go there. Our hero really has the taste of an uncle. After that, they all head to the coffee house, enjoy a delicious meal, and later go shopping for clothes. You can already see their new outfits. After that, they go to watch a movie. Friends, Chisato is genuinely enjoying spending time with Tenma, but Norin's eyes are fixed entirely on Juzo. I used to think he was a little strange, but now I understand that he isn't strange at all. He just behaves like a grown adult. But he's a middle schooler. How can he act so much like an uncle? While they're watching the movie, something suddenly starts happening to Juzo. His heart begins pounding rapidly. He loses consciousness for a few moments. When he wakes up, he's shocked to discover that he's become an adult again. He has no idea what to do. Has the de-aging drug worn off on its own? But an even bigger question is, what am I supposed to do in this situation? Everyone else is a middle schooler while our hero is now a middle-aged man. If they notice him like this, everything will fall apart. He immediately covers his face, makes an excuse about going to the bathroom, and quickly leaves. Once inside the restroom, he starts thinking, if I really think about it, what was I even doing today? I was hanging out with those kids as if I were actually one of them. Looks like I got carried away for a while. But now that I'm back to normal, maybe it's time to end this game. But it looks like I won't be able to keep the promise I made to Norin. Just then, Tenma comes looking for him and enters the restroom. Juzo immediately hides inside one of the stalls. Not knowing what to do, he quickly contacts Kotatsu. The moment Kotatsu sees Juzo back in his adult form, he's completely stunned. Juzo explains the entire situation. Kotatsu tells him that he secretly placed a communication chip inside Juzo's bag, allowing him to change his voice while speaking. Using it, Juzo says, "My stomach suddenly started hurting. You three should go on without me." But while they're talking, someone kidnaps Norin. Hearing this, Juzo immediately panics. He can't just leave Norin in a situation like this. While Tenma is busy comforting Chisato, Juzo takes advantage of the opportunity and slips away. Looking through the window, he spots the two kidnappers. Juzo then borrows a man's motorcycle saying, "Just call this number. You'll be compensated for the bike." Then he rides off to rescue Norin. Unfortunately, he gets stuck at a red traffic light. Kotatsu thinks to himself, "I've seen Boss trapped between life and death countless times, but I've never seen him panic this much before." Meanwhile, Chisato says to Tenma, "Juzo went alone to save Norin. We have to help him." But Tenma replies, "Why do we need to go? You're perfectly fine. That means there's nothing for me to worry about." Chisato grabs his cheeks tightly and says, "You shouldn't say something like that, because I could never like someone who doesn't care about other people." Hearing this, Tenma replies, "People often tell me that I don't value their feelings, but the truth is, I just can't understand things the way they want me to. I'm not very good at understanding situations, but please, don't misunderstand me because of that. I'll go help them, but you stay here and call the police. If you come with me, you'll only slow me down." Meanwhile, we see that Juzo has turned back into a child again. Just a few minutes later, Tenma comes running over. His running speed is incredibly fast. Soon, they both arrive at the place where the kidnappers have brought Norin. But the moment Juzo gets a closer look at them, he says, "I made a mistake bringing Tenma here. These aren't ordinary kidnappers. They're part of an organization even bigger than ours. The #1 organization in the world of assassins, the Zayden organization. It consists of assassins ranging from low rank all the way to the highest rank. This is Kazuma Rinda, age 15, and this is Eiji Rinda, age 13. Both of them are black rank assassins." After that, they call Juzo and tell him that they want the exact same thing everyone else is after, to become Norin's fiancé. Kazuma says, "My specialty is hypnosis. I'll hypnotize her and make her fall madly in love with Eiji, who's standing right beside me. I want Norin to love my little brother with both her body and soul." Hearing this, both Juzo and Tenma react with complete disbelief. Well, that was my reaction too. After talking a little more, Juzo says, "Look, your little brother isn't even talking that much. I don't think their marriage would last very long." But Kazuma says, "I'll take care of all that. And by the way, I have an offer for you as well. I know you came here because of Chisato. If you leave this place right now, then I'll use my hypnosis to make Chisato madly fall in love with you. After that, she'll belong only to you." But Tenma remembers Chisato's reaction and says, "I love Chisato just as much as I love sports. Whether it's love or sports, I don't like winning by cheating. I'd rather lose than win like that." After that, Juzo says, "That's enough talking. Now hand Norin back, you Chimkandi brothers." But after hearing that, we see Eiji aiming a golf ball at them. At first, Juzo doesn't understand what's happening, but then he tells Tenma to run because the golf balls Eiji was firing were exploding like bombs inside the stadium. After that, Juzo sends Tenma outside so he can provide cover from there. Kazuma then says, "You keep an eye on Norin, I'll go deal with them." On the other hand, Juzo can't figure out how he's supposed to fight them. Just then, Kotatsu tells Juzo to head to Block 320, because he has sent a drone loaded with a gun to help him. But Kazuma immediately shoots down the drone with his own gun. The gun falls out of the drone and lands behind Juzo. Juzo won't be able to pick it up in time because Kazuma will shoot him first. That's when Juzo comes up with an idea. He throws an iron rod near the gun. Hearing the sound, Eiji attacks that spot with one of his golf balls, causing a huge explosion. The blast sends the gun flying straight toward Juzo. Juzo says, "I think of Norin as if she were my own daughter. Now just imagine, if you had a daughter, and one day she brought home a boy who said, 'I hypnotized your daughter and made her fall in love with me. Now please give us permission to get married.' I'd beat that bastard so badly he'd wish he were dead. And now, I'm going to do the same thing to you." Well, Juzo is truly furious now. At that moment, we also learn that the #1 hitman of the zoo organization, Juzo Ogami, has been thoroughly researched. They know his mission success rate is 100%, and that he never targets women, children, or the elderly. They've gathered A to Z information about Juzo. The only thing they couldn't figure out was where the legendary hitman had suddenly disappeared to. Back in the present, Chisato has already called the police, and the police have begun their investigation. Meanwhile, Juzo fires his gun at Kazuma. Kazuma dodges the shot and hides behind a pillar. Just then, a security guard walks over and says, "Hey kid, what are you doing here? Can't you see all these strange explosions? Go home." But Kazuma immediately aims at the security guard. At the exact same moment, Juzo fires his own bullet. The two bullets collide in midair and fall to the ground. Seeing this, Kazuma is stunned. "Because of your age, I refuse to believe it. But I was right. You really are the legendary hitman, Juzo Ogami." Juzo replies, "No, I'm not the legendary hitman. I'm actually his illegitimate son. He married my mother first, but after taking advantage of her, he married a younger woman and abandoned us. After that, I swore I'd get my revenge. I worked incredibly hard so that one day I could ask him why he did that to us." Kazuma says, "What a tragic life you've had. It almost brought tears to my eyes. I know you've suffered so much, and now you want revenge against your father. Our lives have also been full of pain. My younger brother loved sports, and I loved performing magic tricks with cards. But all of that happened in the past. There's no point talking about it anymore. Now I just want my little brother to be happy. And maybe inside Misuoka Pharmaceuticals, I'll find a drug that can return my brother to the way he used to be." After saying that, Kazuma takes out his lighter and uses it to hypnotize the security guard standing behind Juzo. Juzo dodges the security guard's attack and knocks him unconscious. Kazuma says, "I knew you were skilled, but I came fully prepared too." Friends, there were a lot of people around the stadium. Kazuma had already collected their phone numbers, called them, and hypnotized every single one of them using the sound of his lighter. Juzo tells Tenma that Kazuma has hypnotized everyone nearby. To deal with the situation, Tenma arrives carrying a large number of soccer balls. Tenma knows how dangerous this is, but he's not the kind of person who gives up because of danger. Friends, Tenma worked incredibly hard to become the best in all three of his favorite sports. He faced countless hardships, difficulties, and challenges, but he never gave up out of fear. Just then, a soccer ball flies toward Eiji. He easily dodges it. Friends, Tenma has finally arrived to face Eiji, but before their dangerous battle begins, Eiji carries Norin to a safe place so she won't get hurt. After that, the two of them begin attacking each other, and their attacks collide, creating a massive explosion throughout the stadium. Friends, Eiji carries several different types of golf clubs, each designed for different kinds of attacks. Gradually, he starts gaining the upper hand against Tenma, but Tenma fights back as well, and when one of Tenma's soccer balls finally hits Eiji, Eiji smiles. Juzo keeps avoiding all the people Kazuma hypnotized, but they surround him from every direction. So Juzo jumps down from above. Just then, firefighters arrive. However, they aren't there to put out a fire. They've also been hypnotized. They attack using high-pressure water, but Juzo fires his gun, changing the direction of the water jets. After knocking them unconscious, he redirects the water toward the hypnotized people. Because of Juzo's actions, all of them lose consciousness. Just then, Chisato arrives. She asks, "Why do you have a gun in your hand?" Juzo replies, "Oh, this? It's just a fake gun. It's made of plastic." She says she was very worried about them, so she came here. But then she takes out a lighter and tells Juzo, "The moment this lighter closes, you won't be able to attack Kazuma or Eiji." The instant she does that, Juzo also falls under hypnosis. Then we learn that this wasn't Chisato at all. It was Kazuma in disguise. Seeing all of this, Kotatsu thinks, Boss has changed a lot. He's become emotionally attached to his classmates. And because of that, his abilities as an assassin have declined. That's exactly what Kazuma took advantage of. Because of Kazuma's hypnotic command, Juzo is unable to shoot him. But in the very next moment, Juzo fires into the air, meaning, I can fire in any other direction as well. Interesting. After that, Juzo shoots at the fire tankers, and the moment Kazuma's attention is diverted, Juzo disappears from right in front of him. Kazuma takes out his lighter and says, "You're quite clever, but none of your cleverness is going to change anything. If you don't come out before I count to 3, then this innocent civilian will lose his life." Juzo, who was hiding, sees this and thinks, "Isn't this a bit backwards? Normally, he was supposed to take that man hostage." Then when Juzo comes out in front of him, Kazuma says, "Now throw your precious gun over here. Otherwise, you already know what will happen to this innocent civilian." Juzo throws away his gun. Kazuma asks, "Any last wish before you die?" He says, "Yes. Can you remove your disguise?" Hearing that, Kazuma removes Chisato's face. "Good thing you took that face off. I knew it was fake, but even then I didn't want to attack that face. Just then, a bullet falls from the sky beside Kazuma. Kazuma realizes that it's the same bullet Juzo fired earlier. He had fired 2 or 3 bullets, and they had flown through the air before falling back down. While Juzo was hiding behind that truck, he had planted a bomb there. Then as the remaining 2 bullets Juzo fired fall down, the bomb he planted explodes. The force of the explosion pushes Kazuma forward, and Juzo lands a direct punch on him, knocking Kazuma unconscious on the spot. After that, Juzo picks up his gun again. A few minutes later, when Kazuma regains consciousness, he thinks, who exactly is this guy? How can someone be this skilled? I've never seen or even heard of anyone with abilities like this before. But then Kazuma says, I haven't lost yet. I had already hypnotized Norin. The moment she wakes up, the very first person she sees, she'll fall in love with them. Hearing this, Juzo immediately runs toward Norin. An intense battle is taking place between Tenma and Eiji, and it looks like Norin is just about to open her eyes. Juzo runs with all his strength, so that when Norin wakes up, she doesn't see either Tenma or Eiji first. Otherwise, the relationship chart is going to become a complete disaster. Meanwhile, Norin is having a very strange dream where she's being attacked by food bombs. At the same time, both Eiji and Tenma are starting to get exhausted while facing each other. Tenma says, hold on, let's take a short break. Here, drink some water. Saying that, he even throws a bottle of water toward Eiji. In his mind, Tenma praises him, saying, he plays golf amazingly. I've never seen such an incredible player before. Seeing such talent in sports, I don't even want to fight him. In the very next moment, Eiji takes out a notebook and writes, you're amazing too. I don't want to fight you either. But this is my mission, and I have to complete it for my brother, because my brother is the most important person in the world to me. Hearing that, Tenma says, I understand now. You don't want to lose this game no matter what. But I don't want to lose either. Before they can resume their match, Juzo arrives. Tenma, there's nothing more to worry about. I've already taken care of his older brother. But hearing that, Eiji thinks Juzo has killed his brother. He completely loses control in anger and launches countless golf balls toward them all at once. Now both of them start running while dodging the attacks. Juzo thinks to himself, to stop him, I'll have to shoot him. But I can't let Tenma witness bloodshed like this. Just then, Tenma says, distract him for a few moments. I'll show you my killer shot. So Juzo completely draws Eiji's attention toward himself, and somehow manages to keep avoiding his non-stop attacks. Meanwhile, Tenma prepares his killer shot. Friends, Tenma had once told his friend about this move. It's called the gyro shot. It spins like a bullet and strikes its target. The first time his friend saw it, he was completely stunned, because it was such a dangerous shot that it even cracked a wall. Now in the present, Tenma fires that same gyro shot at Eiji. Seeing this, Eiji launches an attack of his own, but his attack can't compete against it at all. The ball hits Eiji directly, knocking him unconscious instantly. Friends, Tenma has just defeated an assassin. Truly impressive. After that, Tenma asks Juzo, what exactly is going on here? Hurry up and tell me. But just then, Norin wakes up, and the very first face she sees is this idiot's face. To her, he suddenly looks incredibly handsome. At that very moment, Juzo thinks to himself, I'm so screwed. Now Norin tries to look away, but she just can't take her eyes off Juzo. She hugs him and says, I know I got kidnapped again. You saved me once again, didn't you? Thank you so much, Juzo. Tenma says, hey, I helped too. You're all ignoring me like a fly that fell into your tea. Katatsu asks Juzo, boss, why have you been trembling for a while now? What's wrong? Friends, Juzo sees Norin like his own daughter. It's like when a little girl innocently says, Daddy, I love you. I want to marry you. At that age, it's just childish innocence. But if a grown-up girl says something like that, then it becomes a very serious problem. Right now, Juzo is experiencing exactly what a father would feel in that situation. In the next moment, Norin says, I don't know why, but my heart is beating so fast. Maybe I'm in love with you. But before she can finish speaking, Juzo knocks her unconscious with a chop. Tenma asks, hey, why did you knock her out? Juzo replies, there was a mosquito, bro. I just killed it. Just then, Kazuma arrives. I was sure my little brother would win, but I never expected something like this. The moment Tenma sees him, he grabs him angrily and says, why are you wearing Chisato's clothes? Kazuma replies, bro, I bought these clothes during a sale. They were 50% off. After that, Kazuma bows in front of them and says, I don't care about myself, but please don't do anything to my little brother. I know that in our world, losing means death and I'm prepared to die, but please don't harm my brother. Juzo says, I'm not going to take anyone's life. I just need to ask you a few questions. After that, you can take your brother and leave. Hearing this, tears well up in Kazuma's eyes. He thanks Juzo. Before their discussion begins, Tenma says, first of all, I want to ask, who exactly are you people? The way you two are fighting, you're definitely not normal. And you know what's going on here too, don't you, Juzo? I want to know what's happening. Juzo tells Kazuma, hypnotize him and make him forget all of this. Kazuma immediately tries to do exactly that. 3, 2, 1, abracadabra. Forget everything that happened here. But Tenma says, what did you just do? Kazuma replies, you didn't forget. After that, Kazuma keeps trying again and again, but he simply can't hypnotize Tenma. And because of that, Juzo tells Tenma a few things. Look, I've already told you quite a lot. And as for my mission of attending this school, it ends here. I'll be leaving now. But Tenma says, who said a hitman can't go to school? Look, I agree that killing people is wrong, and you shouldn't be doing that. But going to school and studying isn't a bad thing at all. Besides, I've noticed that you really like school and studying. You should keep coming to school. Juzo thinks, these kids are really strange. To them, the whole hitman thing doesn't matter that much. Just then, sirens begin echoing nearby. Looks like the police have arrived. Kazuma says, you guys leave through the back exit. I'll hypnotize them and make up a fake story. After that, Juzo says, wait a minute. Remove the hypnosis from Norin first. Kazuma replies, I don't have time for that right now. I'll do it later. Besides, we'll be seeing each other again very soon. We're transferring to your school. Friends, by this point the police have already arrived, but Kazuma is also there to hypnotize them. After that, we see everyone returning to Chisato, who had been waiting for them all this time. Seeing the three of them safe and sound makes her extremely happy. Now everything is finally settled down. In the next scene, Juzo gets ready and comes back to school, but the hypnosis on Norin still hasn't been removed. That's why Juzo keeps hiding from Norin's sight, because he wants to avoid a romantic relationship with her at all costs. On the other hand, Tenma tells Chisato that after the kidnappers kidnapped Norin, they went to the park to play a catching game, and they took advantage of that opportunity to rescue Norin and escape. Meanwhile, when both girls wish Juzo good morning, he remains completely serious. Bro is focused only on studying, nothing else. After that, when Juzo reaches the shoe lockers, he notices that Norin is hiding behind them. Poor Norin doesn't know what's happening to her. She just can't stop thinking about Juzo. To escape the situation, Juzo jumps down from above and quickly runs away. Later, Juzo meets Ryo in the classroom. Ryo is extremely angry. I heard you went on a double date with Chisato and that giant. Poor Juzo gets flustered. Just then, Norin arrives and wishes both of them good morning. Juzo immediately makes an excuse about having a stomachache and runs away. Meanwhile, when Katatsu tells Miss Eri about the whole situation, she laughs so hard she can barely breathe. At the same time, they also have a serious discussion about why Juzo suddenly turned back into an adult. Perhaps he accidentally ate or drank something that reacted with his body, causing him to return to his 40-year-old self. To uncover the secret behind the artificial vapor that reduces age, they'll have to find the scientist who created it. But that's top secret information, and now even the Z organization is after it. During lunch break at school, Norin thinks about sitting beside Juzo, but before she reaches him, Juzo hurriedly stuffs all of his food into his mouth. Later, Norin goes to meet him in the classroom, only to find out that it's just a dummy made to look like Juzo. In the next scene, while Juzo is quietly studying, two girls suddenly grab him because someone requested it, and that someone is Norin. Norin asks him, "Why are you avoiding me? I want to tell you something. I don't care what the situation is right now, but I love." The moment she says those words, Juzo spins away like a superhero and escapes at full speed. But Norin refuses to give up and starts chasing him. All the students in the hallway watch them running around. Norin is incredibly fast, but Juzo climbs up a wall and somehow escapes. Even then, Norin refuses to surrender. She keeps searching everywhere until she finally finds him, but Juzo immediately starts heading home. So Norin grabs a few poster boards, jumps down after him, and says, "I like you, and if you still want to run away, then go ahead, but if I catch you, you'll have to go on a date with me." Hearing all this, Juzo is left completely speechless. Seeing the situation, the nearby students start whispering among themselves, "Aren't they a couple? Did they have a fight or something?" Because of that, the two of them move somewhere else to talk. Juzo says, "You know we're just a fake couple, right? I only became your boyfriend so that other boys would stop hitting on you. Norin replies, but I've started liking you for real. Every time I see you, my heart starts beating so fast. But Juzo clearly rejects her. I'm sorry, but I don't see you that way. Juzo says this hoping Norin will finally give up, but instead Norin decides to jump off the ledge. Juzo quickly grabs her and stops her. Have you gone crazy? But she says, no, I don't want to live anymore. You rejected me. I don't want to live in this world anymore. Juzo manages to stop her from falling, but then the poor girl starts crying. Juzo thinks, what suddenly happened to her? She's acting just like a little child. Do people really become this crazy when they're in love? Just then, Juzo receives a call from an unknown number. It turns out to be Kazuma. Juzo immediately asks, what kind of hypnosis did you use? Kazuma replies, I told you already. The first person she sees after waking up, she'll fall madly in love with them. Juzo says, look, I don't know when you're transferring here, but please tell me something. Remove this hypnosis already. Kazuma replies, alright, come meet me, and bring Norin with you. In the next scene, Juzo takes Norin along with him. For Norin, this is nothing less than a date. After that, they arrive at a park where Kazuma has called them. While waiting there, Norin shows Juzo an entire documentary about cup noodles. Just as Juzo is about to leave, she says, hey, the fun has only just begun. After that, the two of them start making their own cup noodles. Norin is having an amazing time. Once they're finished making them, they eat them too. Then Juzo sees the absolute disaster Norin has created. But she's looking at him with so much hope that he has no choice but to eat it. And as expected, you can already imagine Juzo's condition after tasting it. Juzo doesn't have much time left because it's almost time to meet Kazuma. But Norin still wants to go on the swings. She even starts crying. In the next scene, we see both of them on a Ferris wheel. Norin is standing there, enjoying the view, but suddenly the cabin shakes, causing her to stumble closer to Juzo. Juzo immediately starts panicking. This is way too dangerous. What am I supposed to do? I'm a 40-year-old man, and she's only around 14 or 15. I can't let this happen. But then someone suddenly fires a bullet at their cabin, blowing its door open. Norin gets terrified. We then find out that it was actually Juzo himself who fired the shot so that Norin's attention would be distracted. After getting off the Ferris wheel, Norin finally calms down. But the security guard waiting there is actually Kazuma in disguise, and he removes the hypnosis placed on her. After that, Kazuma says, I've removed the spells I placed on both of you. Everything will return to normal now. After finishing his job, the two brothers leave, saying, keep us in your prayers. We'll be seeing you again very soon at your school. By the time Norin fully regains consciousness, it is already nighttime. She doesn't remember anything about why she was alone with Juzo. Juzo cautiously asks, hey, do you like me? Norin replies, yeah, only as a friend, nothing more than that. Hearing those words, tears of joy fill Juzo's eyes. All those unnecessary problems are finally over. The next day at school, the teacher announces that a new transfer student has arrived, and that transfer student is none other than Eiji. Seeing him, Juzo thinks, it's over. My peaceful school life is completely ruined. But then a girl named Reika looks at Eiji and says, he's totally my type. Meanwhile, Kazuma has been transferred into Chisato's class as a one-year senior. There are now 4 assassins at this school. Shin from the Yohang organization, the 2 Rindo brothers from the Jordan organization, and our protagonist Juzo from the Z organization. Juzo gathers everyone for a meeting and says, please don't cause any trouble. I just want to enjoy a normal school life peacefully. But Shin replies, I can't get along with these two, especially the younger one. A few years ago, he stole one of my targets. It was a special mission that I was supposed to finish alone, but he ruined everything. Kazuma shrugs and says, that's not my fault. You should have finished the job faster. Hearing that, Shin immediately attacks him, but Eiji blocks the attack. Juzo says, I told all of you that we have to get along, but you're already fighting. Shin then says, I'm disappointed in you too. I lost that match against you, so I had to stay away from Norin for a while. But even while you were around, these two still managed to kidnap her. I can't trust you to protect her anymore. From now on, I'll protect her myself. Just then Norin arrives and asks Juzo to walk home with her. As soon as she appears, the two brothers politely leave. Norin opens her shoe locker, only to discover that her shoes are missing. That's because Shin is sitting there, ready to help her put them on. In the next moment, Shin suddenly rushes toward Norin to protect her from a tiny insect. On the way home, Shin follows closely behind them. Norin asks, why are you following us like this? Shin replies, because I want to protect you. I'll always stay by your side. When you eat, when you bathe, and when you sleep, I'll be there." Hearing this, Norin immediately hides behind Juzo and whispers, "He's acting really weird today." In the next scene, a small girl accidentally bumps into a boy because he doesn't even notice her due to her tiny height. Later, while eating lunch with her friends, they continue treating her like a little child. Her name is Mei, a second-year student at the same school as Juzo and Norin. She is their senior. You've probably noticed her in previous scenes. I didn't, because she's just that tiny. Frustrated, Mei comes to Juzo for advice. She explains that because of her short height, nobody takes her seriously. Everyone treats her like a little kid, and she wants to grow taller no matter what. She asks Juzo to introduce her to Tenma so he can give her some advice. Juzo introduces Mei to Tenma, and they begin talking. Tenma says, "So you want to become taller and stronger so people will stop underestimating you. I can teach you exercises and give you advice, but honestly, I don't think you'll grow much. Maybe being short is simply your destiny." Hearing those words, Mei gets heartbroken and runs away crying. Later, Juzo finds Mei sitting alone and tries to encourage her. She says, "Both of my parents are short too. I know genetically I probably won't grow much." Juzo then says, "Would you like to come to my aunt's shop after school today?" Juzo takes Mei to meet his aunt. Honestly, I still can't tell whether this person is a man or a woman. Mei is completely stunned because this person is even taller than Tenma. After entering the bar, Juzo's aunt listens to Mei's problems and says, "You're thinking too much about things you can't change. Maybe you're jealous of people who have better physiques than you. But honestly, I'm jealous of you. I wish I had been born as a cute girl instead of a man. That's just how life works. We always want what others have, while others want what we have." Just then, two drunk men walk into the bar. One of them says to Mei, "Hey little girl, what are you doing in a place like this?" Juzo gets furious, but before he can do anything, his aunt steps in and teaches the drunk a lesson. "How dare you touch her? I feel like tearing you apart right here." Because of the situation, Juzo and Mei leave the bar. As they leave, his aunt smiles and says, "Come visit again, okay?" Outside, Mei is frightened at first but soon bursts into laughter. The next day, Chisato pulls Juzo's cheeks and says, "I heard you took Mei to a bar." But Mei quickly explains, "I actually had a great time there, and I learned something really important." "Thanks, Juzo. Even so, I'm still going to work hard and build my body." In the next scene, their group announces a new challenge, making ramen. Everyone is divided into two teams, and the team that cooks the tastiest ramen will win. The moment Norin hears the word ramen, she gets incredibly excited. After all, she believes she's a ramen making expert. Well, she believes she is. We already know the reality. These are the 4 teams, and the results of the competition will be revealed 1 week later. Since Norin absolutely loves ramen, Shin says, "I love you very much, but when it comes to noodles, I can't support you. Forgive me, because I'm going to win this competition." Hearing that, Norin completely loses it, and the two immediately start arguing over who makes the better ramen. Shin is completely confident that he'll win. Norin replies, "Fine. If I win, you'll stop stalking me." Shin says, "Deal. But if I win, you'll read a picture book for me." After that, both teams head out with their partners to research ramen, so they can create the ultimate bowl. These two are their teammates, and they've already realized it's over. As they go from one ramen shop to another, tasting bowl after bowl, poor Juzo ends up looking like he's several months pregnant. Just look at him. His condition says it all. Eventually, Juzo can't take the torture anymore, so he leaves Norin to continue alone. He feels like he's about to explode, so he sits down to rest for a while. Just then, a girl starts crossing the street when a truck suddenly comes speeding toward her. We see Juzo save her just in time, but because of that sudden movement, all the ramen in his stomach is ready to come back out, so he immediately runs off. Then comes presentation day, and the judge for this challenge is the same girl who had been wandering outside their club. She's serving as the judge to make sure everything is judged fairly. First up is Shin's team. Shin proudly explains the qualities of his ramen and says, "Please enjoy it." But his ramen is so thick and heavy that the chopsticks snap in half, and the judge can't even eat it. As a result, Shin's team gets 0 points. Seeing this, Norin gets incredibly happy. Now my victory is guaranteed. Next, it's Norin's team's turn, and they present an absolute disaster. Seriously, eating this thing might send you straight to heaven. Out of pure fear, the judge refuses to taste it as well, so they also receive 0 points. In the end, Chisato's team wins the competition. You can even see Shin and Norin sitting sadly in the corner, completely defeated. After that, the judge says, "Actually, there's something I wanted to talk about." As Juzo looks at her more carefully, he realizes she's the same girl he saved yesterday. She says, "There's something I want to tell you, but my other personality is better suited for this conversation." Then she suddenly lies down on the table and falls asleep. Everyone is completely confused. Moments later, her body begins to change, and she transforms into someone who looks completely different. It's not just a personality change, it's like she became an entirely different person. Everyone is left speechless. We're then introduced to her true identity. She absolutely loves the ocean, and there's nothing related to the sea that she can't do. Surfing, scuba diving, fishing, jet skiing, she can do it all. She also possesses extensive knowledge about everything related to the ocean. She is another unicorn, known as the Mermaid Queen. Her name is Mai Otohime. Everyone is stunned by her transformation. Otohime has two completely different personalities. The first is the timid girl we saw earlier, while this one is bold and straightforward. She bluntly says, "I didn't eat Norin's ramen because it was poison." After that, Otohime challenges Juzo to a duel. Juzo wonders why. The other unicorn members challenged him because they wanted to become Norin's fiancé, but Otohime is a girl. So what's her plan? Her idea is simple. If Juzo wins, he'll remain Norin's boyfriend, but if Otohime wins, Juzo will no longer be Norin's boyfriend, leaving that position vacant. Norin asks, "Why would you do that? What's in it for you?" Otohime replies, "Because there's something I want to know. During your match against Tenma, everyone thought you won only because his leg was injured. But I watched that match myself. It wasn't that simple. You have a special ability, Juzo, and the day you saved my other personality's life, she fell for you too. Since both of my personalities like you, I love you, Juzo." Everyone is left completely stunned. Otohime is surprised because Juzo's reaction is so dull. Juzo calmly says, "Even if Norin and I broke up, I still wouldn't date you. I don't intend to date anyone. Norin is a different situation. So I'm sorry, I can't date you." With that, Juzo rejects her in the most dramatic way possible. But instead of being upset, Otohime gets even more excited. "Wow, you rejected me in such a cool way, but I won't give up because I like you." Norin says, "What are you talking about? Can't you see that we're dating?" Otohime replies, "So what? Just because the person I like already has a girlfriend doesn't mean I'll give up. In the end, the one with greater ability wins, and I'm completely confident that I'll make him fall in love with me." Norin immediately says, "Fine then, let's settle this with a duel. If I win, you'll stay away from Juzo." Otohime nods. "Deal. But if I win, Juzo will be mine, and you'll never interfere again." Juzo looks completely shocked. "Wait, you're fighting over me? Doesn't anyone want to ask what I want?" He then tells Norin, "You don't have to do this, I'll keep rejecting her." But Norin replies, "I know you'll keep rejecting her, but I can't keep watching her chase after you." Otohime says, "Alright, let's decide the rules. Since I'm a member of the unicorn group, I have to challenge Juzo, so all three of us will compete. But the real winner will be decided between me and Norin." The challenge turns out to be surfing. Right after that, Otohime moves closer to kiss Juzo, making Norin furious. Then we learn that Norin has never surfed before, and neither has our poor Juzo, so all the girls in the club come up with a plan. With your current skills, winning is practically impossible. If you really want to win, you'll need some intense special training, and for that, we're all going to the beach. In the next scene, we see Juzo thinking, "Man, I just keep getting dragged into more and more trouble." But then Kotatsu notices something. He says, "Boss, you've really changed. Before, you used to get angry at me over the smallest things. You'd even beat me up just for bringing the wrong cigarette pack." Juzo replies, "Maybe I really have changed after joining that club. Anyway, before we leave for the training camp, I need one favor from you." We then learn that Juzo's school is holding a parent-teacher meeting, but Juzo doesn't have any parents. Kotatsu suddenly comes up with a brilliant idea. "Don't worry, boss. I'll take care of everything." The next day after school, while everyone is leaving, Shin asks Juzo if he's attending the parent-teacher meeting. Juzo replies, "No, I'm waiting for Norin. Ever since the ramen competition, we've started understanding each other better. Norin's mother is coming today, and I want to leave a good impression on her. After all, I'm going to be her future son-in-law." Juzo immediately says, "You do know I won that challenge, right? I'm Norin's fiancé." After that, Juzo meets Eiji, who is waiting for his older brother. Soon Reika and the other girl arrive. They aren't here for the meeting, but Juzo is. They notice Eiji, who communicates by drawing and writing because he rarely speaks. Reika says, "Your drawings are amazing, Draw me a cute little cat. Eiji quickly sketches one and Reika is impressed. You're an incredible artist. Just then Kajuma arrives, and he and Eiji leave together. It's pretty obvious that Reika has already started falling for Eiji. Meanwhile, Juzo keeps wondering what Kotatsu is planning. Please don't tell me he asked Mizeri to pretend to be my guardian. But the next moment Kotatsu appears, dressed up as Juzo's mother. Juzo is completely stunned. The act begins. Oh wow, my son has such adorable girlfriends. Thank you so much for always taking care of him. Juzo's brain is completely fried, but Kotatsu secretly signals him, "Boss, leave everything to me." Then Kotatsu even gives the girls some candy. After that they attend the parent-teacher meeting. Even the teacher can't believe they're actually mother and son. Wow, ma'am, you look so young. You seem more like his older sister. Kotatsu smiles and says, "Oh, thank you." Throughout the meeting, every time the teacher says something, Kotatsu secretly smacks Juzo, almost as if he's taking revenge for all the times Juzo beat him before. Once the meeting ends, Norin arrives with her mother. They introduce themselves, and Norin naturally believes Kotatsu is Juzo's real mother. After chatting for a while, everyone leaves. Kotatsu proudly asks, "Boss, wasn't my acting amazing?" Juzo replies, "Yeah, so amazing that I feel like beating you to death." Then he says, "Go home without me. I want to spend some time alone." Juzo is standing alone on the rooftop, remembering something the teacher said. "Your son still hasn't thought about his future. I know he's still young, but he should start thinking about what he wants to become." Juzo quietly thinks, "My future. Technically, I'm already 40 years old, but now I have to think about my future all over again." Everyone around him has a dream. Norin wants to open a ramen shop. Another classmate wants to become a doctor. Tenma wants to become an athlete. Everyone has a dream, but I'm just a middle-aged man. I don't have one. While he's lost in thought, Chisato walks onto the rooftop. We learn that she also had a meeting with her teacher today to discuss her future career. After it ended, she came outside to enjoy the fresh air. Juzo asks, "You're probably planning to attend a cooking school, right?" Chisato smiles. "Actually, no. I'm going to a regular high school. Sure, I love cooking, but that doesn't automatically mean I want to become a chef. Honestly, I still haven't decided what I want to do in the future. Once I enter high school, I'll have a lot more options, and maybe then I'll figure out what I truly want. Maybe college will help me decide even better. That's why we study, to discover what we're interested in and what we really want to do." Those words make Juzo think deeply. If he still had his old body, the only future waiting for him would have been assassination. But after becoming a child again, he's experienced so many new things. He's made new friends, explored new possibilities, and met people who all have dreams of their own. Maybe I can have a new dream too. A new future. Maybe even a brand new life. Maybe a much better life. Thinking about that makes him emotional. Seeing this, Chisato smiles and says, "You shouldn't get emotional over something like this. You're only in your first year of middle school. Right now, you should just enjoy your youth, because once time passes, it never comes back." Just then, Norin arrives as well. She probably came to get some fresh air too. Chisato tells both of them to get ready for the upcoming training camp because they'll be practicing surfing there. She also mentions that someone who is an expert at surfing will be teaching them, but she doesn't reveal who that person is yet. Finally, Juzo says, "I don't know what will happen to me. I don't know whether I'll ever return to my original body, or if I'll stay like this forever. But whatever happens, happens. From today onward, I'm going to start living my life. I'll treasure the present instead of worrying about the future. I'll live for today. And maybe, just maybe, this life can turn out to be something truly wonderful." And with that, Killblue Season 1 comes to an end. Season 2 has already been officially confirmed, although its release date hasn't been announced yet. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like the video to show your support, and if you want more regular videos, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you again soon in the next video. Until then, take care.